Hello there, friends. Ian here. This week we are going to be discussing reading, but more specifically how your reading can help your writing. In his book on writing, Stephen King says, if you want to be a writer, you must do two things above all others: read a lot and write a lot. There's no way around these two things that I'm aware of. No shortcut. If you don't read, you're going to have a very hard time becoming a writer. That is just the truth of it, really. While you may read a lot, you may not understand the good it's doing for you when it comes to your writing. These next 5 things I'm going to share will explain this and how it can help you improve. With that being said, let's get into it. The first thing that reading does to help your writing is that it improves your vocabulary. There are so many words in the English language or whatever language you choose from that it's almost impossible to really know every single word out there. And when you're reading, you can come across many different words you don't even know. The meaning for these words can then be found via looking it up, because we have that now. We don't need dictionaries laying around that we need to update every 10 or so years. Or you can get their meaning from how they're used in the writing, and then you can use those words that you learned, that you know the meaning of now, in your own writing, if it makes sense for you to use that word. One important thing to remember is that if you have a very large vocabulary, sometimes you don't need to use those big and full of meaning words when you can use something a lot more simple to describe something. However, getting a bigger dictionary in your head is what brings reading up to help you with writing, and even more than just writing. It gives you more words to use in everyday life, although most of them would probably not be needed, but it's still good to have those just in case, for both writing and other things. The next thing reading helps you with is to help form ideas. And this is because these books or short stories or poems you're reading, whatever you're reading, has numerous ideas already in there. So if you come across something you like, you can use that idea for your own story. You just have to make sure to put your own spin on it to make those ideas your own, because any idea has already been done before, pretty much. It's almost impossible to come up with a completely new idea. So if you read, you can get ideas for what part of your story or whatever you're writing is going to be about. Even if you don't take an idea from a story, but take inspiration from it, which I guess is still kind of taking the idea and using it as your own. But if you form your own complete ideas out of parts of something someone uses, then that sounds pretty easy to come up with new story ideas, if you think about it. If you read a lot, you get access to a ton of different people's ideas, and these can help give you momentum to make your own ideas and make them unique in your own way. The next way reading can help you with your writing is that it helps you understand what to do and what not to do. What I mean by this is that there are so many good writing pieces you can find out there that can give you so much insight into how writing works, what works in your genre, what doesn't, and all these other things you can get from reading. However, since it's also so easy to publish these days, with self-publishing becoming a bigger and bigger thing, you also can find a lot of bad and not really all that well-written stories, in that where you can find what you shouldn't be doing when writing. You can also supplement your reading with research into finding what works, what doesn't, how these things mesh together in what you're writing, and that can give you a huge insight into how things work in the writing world. The next thing that reading does for your writing is that it exposes you to many different writing styles that you can learn from and create your own with. A writing style is essentially how you write, with artistic style included. Every single writer has a style they find works for them best as they're writing throughout their writing journey. Different things work for different stories, different genres, and different people. Viewing the works of fiction in many different writing styles helps you to create your very own writing style along with your writing. An example of this could be the difference between you writing purple or orange prose. Your writing style will be somewhere on this spectrum. I'm more of a detailed writer, so I move over more towards purple prose, but that's just my style of writing. The next thing reading does is that it helps you get past writer's block. Now, we talk about this often on this channel, but that's because writer's block is a real thing. Some people don't think it is, and it's just you procrastinating and whatever, but in my opinion, writer's block comes from a lot of different things. It can come from personal life issues, it can come from health issues, it can come from many different places, and it's not just because you're lazy or don't want to do something. I have found that after reading, I am motivated to write again. Even after I've been away from writing for a few days, reading kind of brings me back into the headspace of a writer and a reader, and that helps me to get through writer's block and write something, write anything really. And once you start writing something, you might find that you're writing more and more, and suddenly you're out of your block. Now, of course, that doesn't work every time, because there might be something that's just blocking your want to write, or your desire to write, or you just have a point where no ideas are coming to you. Then this might not help with writer's block, but I think a good starting point to get past it would be to read something. And that's it. Those are 5 ways that reading can really help your writing. I hope that if you don't read, I helped encourage you to start reading, and that I have convinced you about why it's such a good idea to be reading when you're writing. Reading is the best and probably easiest tool you have access to improve your writing. Comment below how much you read and how I can improve these videos for you in the future. If you enjoyed or found this helpful, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, as I post videos like this every Sunday. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember to never stop writing. Bye!